guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. Got a beautiful song for you guys today. We're going to learn how to do REO Speedwagons, Can't Fight This Feeling. It's a gorgeous song. Kevin Cronin, let me tell you, he can write some incredible music. So we're going to go through all this. Now I want to preface this by saying I'm not playing the acoustic version that he would do. I know a lot of times live, especially back in the day, he would play acoustic guitar along with it. He would capo it at the 2nd fret and kind of play a more simplified version above it. I obviously don't have a capo. I'm just in a standard tune guitar here, and I'm going to be performing it, kind of trying to take most of the piano lines and trying to really arrange the song so it sounds like on the recording. So it's going to be a little bit more intricate, but I think it sounds nice and it works with the recording better. So it's not going to be Kevin Cronin's acoustic part. Don't look for that. This is kind of my own arrangement of it to do all the instrumentation on one guitar there. All right, before I get into it though, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and ring the notification bell so you know when I release a new video, and so you can like and comment on the videos and help me out with the YouTube algorithm and all that stuff. And please, if you want to really support what I do here on YouTube with all these free song lessons every week, check out my Guitar Academy. That is the #1 way to support what I do. You'll see a link for it in the description below. My Guitar Academy contains all of my guitar courses covering everything from completely beginner courses, a couple of them actually, to more advanced courses in technique, improvisation, ear training, theory, guitar tone, different styles like rock, blues, metal. So it's all over there. So please go check it out. In addition to that, you get personalized support from me over there as well. So hopefully you'll go over there and check out my Academy. Free 7-day trial by clicking the link below. So let's jump to the song. I'm in standard tuning here, and like I say, no capo. This is not his version of playing it. This is trying to get close to the actual album here, which is obviously dominantly played on piano. So let's take a look at this little intro I have. So, a little intricate, but not crazy. There's a couple of parts there that are tricky, like this F sharp minor deal that I'm doing, just so we can keep that little melody going through the chords. But I'll give you a kind of a simplified way of playing that as well. So for the beginning here, I'm hitting the 7th fret there on the D string, then the open B. That's that kind of little 2-note melody here that leads into the... So what we basically have was we have a melody that goes... Dun, kind of goes through all these chords. So it's just those 3 notes, the C sharp, B, and the A, against kind of an open high E pedal going on at all times. So what we're going to do here is we're going to hold this A major chord. We have the open A string, 7th fret on the D, 6 on the G, 5 on the B, the open high E. So when you first can play without with an open B string, so you just start with those first 2 notes, so you can just have your finger here. Like that. Then put the chord down, and what you're going to do is you're going to strum across from the A to the G, because I want that note to really bring out that melody note. Then you can go and pick the open B, open high E, and the B string, which you're holding at the 5th fret together, and that'll give us that A. All right. Now we're going to do the same process again. We're going to have like the open A string, 6th fret on the D, 4th fret on the G, 5th fret again on the B, and remember, open high E again. So once again here, we're going to strum from the A across to the G string. So you hear that as the melody note now. And then the top 2 strings again with the 5th fret on the B and the open high E. So we have this. So it's more like the album. So we have now, which is played on piano obviously. So we have then the open A string now for the next one, 4th fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G, and you're gonna play that 5th fret now on the B string with your pinky, because you have to, and the open high E string. So then once again, strum across these 3 strings because you want this note to be the top. And then 2 strings, and then go back up to the previous chord. So we have this. Sorry. Alright, now we're going to do that same thing over this F sharp minor chord, which is more difficult. So you can see there I am using my thumb for this low note. So first, I'm going to show you kind of how I did it in the intro, and then I'm going to show you just kind of an easier way, which you don't have to do any of that funky stuff. So I'll show you that in a second, but let's take a look at this bigger one, which obviously sounds fuller. So I'm grabbing the thumb on the low note. Now the reason I have to do that is because I can't do the bar. Because I can't do that because I need that melody note there. So there's ways that, and I also need to open a high E string in there, so it's just not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm playing the 5th fret on the A and the D, these 2 fingers. Then I have the 2nd fret with my index finger on the G string. And I have this top melody note here, there with the 2nd fret on the with my middle finger. So that obviously is uncomfortable. And then when you add this to it, some people it's effortless. They have a longer thumb than me, but so that's the chord this is built around. So we're gonna start with the same kind of melody we did here. Same notes played down here though is the 2nd fret on the G, then open B. Then you're going to play that chord I just did. So you're going to strum it all the way from the 6th string all the way across to the B string, which you're holding at the 2nd fret, the C sharp. And then you're going to keep rotating back between that and the open high E string. So we only have 1 E here, the open high E. Strum the chord again, but this time you get to let off that note on the B string, so now it's the open B string. And then open high E again. And then strum across just to the G string. So that's the melody. That's the melody note now. So we only strum across to the G. And then high E again, then the open B string again. Strum all the way across to the B. So we have so it is tricky. So you can do an easier version of it, like this. So just so that's gonna play the same first 2 notes, but now I'm just gonna play the F sharp here on the D string. That's the 4th fret. Then the A, the 2nd fret on the G, and then the 2nd fret on the B. Strum those 3 strings. So you're stopping at the B string, open high E. Then pick up that note on the B again, open high E, and then just strum 2 strings. The D and the G, open high E, and then back to the 3 string with the open B string on top. So it's much easier. Alright, now it gets to the final chord in this. So that starts with the same little 2 melody notes, 2nd fret on the G, open B, and then we're going to do this based off of a D chord. So it's open D string, 2nd fret on the G, 2nd fret on the B. So this is going to strum across to the B string. So that's the melody note. Open high E. Then once again, release that melody note, so this would be the open B string. Strum across those same 3 strings, then the open high E. So we have. Then just strum across 2 strings, open D and the G. And then we're just gonna end this intro like this. Sorry. So that's, you can just play the open D, 2nd fret on the G, 3rd fret on the B, and then down to the 2nd fret on the on the B string. And then we're going to go to an E sus4 chord. You're going to see this move a lot in the song. So a regular E major chord is just like this, right? But if you add the pinky there instead of the, move that note on the G string from the first fret up to the second fret with your pinky there, that's an E sus4 chord. And then resolve that to E. So we have this all together. Alright, and then we get to this first verse. It sounds like this. I can't fight this feeling any longer, and yet I'm still afraid to let it go. What started out as friendship has grown stronger. I only wish I had the strength to let it show. At least that's the first half of the first verse. Alright, so once again, this is not, I'm sure, I haven't gone and looked at his version of this or whatever, but mine's probably quite a bit different because I'm trying to match the piano part. But this is relatively easy to play. It sounds more like the overall instrumentation of the song. So the open A string, or that first chord again that we did this earlier is on this A major chord, with the open A, open high E. Alright, now from there we're going to make it, this is all just kind of just a very simple rhythm, just downstrokes. So very, very strict rhythm there. So we have that A major, they're going to go to an A major 7th, and to do that all we can do is take this note on the D string and move it down a half step. So this is awkward, so we're just going to replace this 6th fret on the G string with your ring finger and move that over here to the middle finger over to the 6th fret on the D. So still the open A string in the bass. So that note on the D string is the only one that changed. Then it goes to a major 6th chord. Now once again, this just means taking this note on the D string from this note down a whole step to the 4th fret. So in order to still have the rest of the notes be the same, we're going to have to play that note on the 4th fret on the D with your index finger, the 6th fret on the G with your ring, and then the 2nd fret on the B with your middle finger. So that's a major 6th chord, and then we'll go back to the major 7th chord. We don't always go straight back to the major 7th chord, you'll see that when we do this progression a second time. But anyway, so we have this. I can't fight this feeling any longer. So each one was hit twice, right? Okay, so all together, what we have with those chords going from the major to the major 7th, the major 6th, back to the major 7th, looks like this. I can't fight this feeling any longer. So each one's kind of hit twice, right? And then we go to this B minor chord. So, and then it goes from that B minor chord, it goes to like a B major 7 sus chord, sus 2. So, very interesting change there. So you can probably, theoretically call that many different things. So we have this B minor chord at start. So it's the 2nd fret there. Barring across the 5th fret on the from 5th string across to the high E string. So just 5 strings, and then you're gonna have this 3rd fret there on the B string, 4th fret on the G, 4th fret on the D. So remember, you're barring here at the 2nd fret here. It's a B minor. Then all you have to do to get to the next chord is pick up the pinky, so lift that off the string, and take this note that you're playing here on the B string at the 3rd fret, move it over to the 3rd fret on the G. Beautiful chord. Alright, and from there, we're going to go to that E sus forward to the E major again, like we did earlier. So we have this. And yet I'm still afraid to let it go. So everything was still kind of hit twice, right? And then we go back up here to the A, but then it kind of moves away from this progression pretty quick. It looks like this. What started out as friendship has grown stronger. I only wish I had the strength to let it show. All right, so that's going to be this A chord again, twice to the A major 7. What started out as friendship has grown. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to jump to, it's a great chord change, a G major chord. So it sounds the best here, I think, on just a regular G bar chord. So barring across the 3rd fret there, 4th fret on the G, the 5th fret on the D, and the A. And then you're going to take that down to this F sharp major, so just down 1 fret. So we have this. Started out as friendship has grown stronger. So kind of mixed up the rhythm there, though. Kind of follow the vocal phrasing. And then here we have this ending, which is a little bit longer. He's still hitting the chords twice, but later, actually he doesn't. Here he speeds it up. So these 2 chords in the middle here, this B minor, so go back to this B minor, and then move that up 2 frets to C sharp minor. You're going to hit each one of them only once, just the first time you hear it here. And then when we get to this D major chord, you're going to back to hitting it twice. We have this. I only wish I had the strength to let it show. And then here, we're back to that E sus 4 to E major, each hit twice. So all together we have this. I can't fight this feeling any longer, and yet I'm still afraid to let it go. What started out as friendship has grown stronger. I only wish I had the strength to let it show. Alright, now from there we're going to pretty much repeat except for the ending. Looks like this. I tell myself that I can't hold out forever. I said there is no reason for my fear, 'cause I feel so secure when we're together. You give my life direction, you make everything so clear. Alright, so that starts the same way, right? But you'll see when I did that, went back around to kind of repeat the whole verse section again, we did that A major to A major 7 to A major 6, and they just hold on it. They don't go back to that A major 7. So the second time doing that part, can't hold out forever, and forever, just hold A major 6 forever. Alright, and then it goes back to doing the same thing as before. I said there is no reason for my fear, 'cause I feel so secure when we're together. Now, this ending is the same chords, but everything's hit twice again. Instead of these 2 just hit once, it's like, you give my life direction, you make everything so clear. And here, he doesn't do the E sus 4 to the E ending, he just goes straight to the E. Because he has less time, since he had to play each one of these chords twice. Direction, you make everything so clear. Alright, now we get to the pre-chorus, which is, I'm going to struggle singing this one. Apologies, but here we go. And even as I wonder, I'm keeping you inside. You're a it's getting into the chorus there. All right, so this just starts as a D chord. Then it goes to a C sharp minor chord. So we did this earlier. With that bar chord, we went from B minor to C sharp minor. So just a C sharp minor. So that chord of the 4th fret. Then back to the D major chord. So that little move right there was an A major chord. So you play an A major. So now you're going to want to do it as a bar this time. So we have the open A string, 2nd fret on the D, G, and the B. And then what we're doing is we're playing it in, kind of playing a bass line, an A major arpeggio under. So you play the chord, and then you play the C sharp, which is the 3rd of the chord, at the, trying to let the rest of the chord ring as much as possible. So that you have the open A first, and then play the 4th fret on the A string, and then the 2nd fret on the D. Try this. And then you go to an E major chord. So it's the E major first this time, and then the E sus, then back to the E. So we have this so far. And even as I wonder, I'm keeping you inside. You're a candle in the window on a cold, dark winter's night. All right. And then we go back to the D chord. And I'm getting closer than I. Then we go into head voice, a little falsetto. So we have this F sharp minor chord here it goes to. So it's a full bar across 6 strings at the 2nd fret. And then you're going to have the 4th fret on the A, 4th fret on the D. And end it once again with an E sus to the E major chord. All right, so all together one more time for this bridge. I mean the pre-chorus. Then I am done with it because I think it's hard to sing. So we have this. And even as I wonder, I'm keeping you inside. You're a candle in the window on a cold, dark winter night. And I'm getting closer than I ever thought I'd find. And I can't fight this beat. So going to that D chord, transitioning us to the chorus. And I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I started fighting for. It's time to bring this ship into shore. Throw away the oars forever. 'Cause I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I've started fighting for. And if I have to crawl upon the floor, come crashing through your door, and baby I can't fight this feeling anymore. Alright, so kind of the same thing done twice. Really long chorus. So we have this leading into the D chord. The A major chord starts the official chorus. We have this A, just kind of play the A to the B minor, the same B minor, then back to the D. And then do that. So do that twice. A, B minor, D twice. So we have this. I've forgotten what I've started fighting for. It's time to bring this ship. And then from there we go just to the A, to the B minor, and keep going up to the C sharp minor, and then the D, just like we did in the earlier the song. And then end it with that E sus to E again. And then back to the D to transition to start the chorus over again. So one more time for the chorus. Remember, it's that A, B minor, D twice, and then that A, B minor, C, D, and with the ending here. So all together. And I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I've started fighting for. It's time to bring this ship into the shore and throw away yours forever. Repeat. 'Cause I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I've started fighting for. And if I have to crawl upon the floor, come crashing through the door, baby, I can't fight this feeling anymore. Alright, so I will say when I play that D chord, I'm usually playing the D, but I have the A string in the bass, kind of thickens up the sound. So it's really D in second version I'm playing there. 'Cause I can't fight this feeling anymore. Right here. Alright, so that's going on, so just so it sounds like what I'm playing. Alright, now after this we now get to the solo. So Gary Richrath has a great solo, just classic, and you'll instantly recognize it. It's obviously on electric here, but so I'm going to switch to my Strat and show you guys that. Before I do though, just underneath the solo is pretty much the same thing we did in the intro. So if you're just a solo acoustic guitar singer, just play this. What changes is a little bit at the end when we do this little bit of D to the open B melody to the G string melody, the second fret on the G, and then it goes back to the B string melody. So it doesn't cut it short there with a like we did in the intro. It just goes. Oh, so you're gonna go back up to the open B, and then we go E sus D then E sus to E again. That's the end of the guitar solo there. So it's a little bit different than the intro, but it's pretty simple. And then we're back. My life has been such a whirlwind since I saw you. I've been running around in circles in my mind. So it's the same verse, same pre-chorus, same chorus as before. So nothing changes. We don't have to relearn all that. What I will talk about is the ending real quick, which it goes back into the piano riff. This last chord, you gotta really milk it. We're gonna do an A major add 9. Pretty easy though. Open A string, 7th fret on the D, 6th fret on the G, open B, that's what makes it an add 9, and then the open I E string. So you just do that little intro section again at the ending for the outro, and they end it with the A add 9 chord, and you are good to go. All right, so this is just a great melodic solo by the late great Gary Richrath. So this starts with this first phrase, which he starts with this really kind of crazy pinch harmonic that he starts with. So if you can find that on your guitar, good for you. But
So it says you're bidding at the 4th fret on the G. By the way, I've kind of referenced older videos of when he was playing this back in the like mid 80s. So you kind of really see the positions that he's using to play these notes. So that's why it might be different when you'll see them play it now, obviously, with him not there. But anyway, so we have this. Bend at the 4th fret, and then kind of try to get that pinch harmonic. And then pick it, and release it, and pull off to the 2nd fret. And then go back up to the 4th fret. And then play kind of the 5th fret there on the, I'll turn that delay off. On the 5th fret on the B string. And then back over to the 6th fret on the G. So then just slide down. Just kind of. And then we're back with some bends again on that 4th fret. So just a couple of bends. And then kind of bend and release and pull off the 2nd fret there. So then we go, after that pull off to the A the 2nd time, you go up to the 4th fret on the G, back to the 5th fret on the B, back to the 4th fret on the G. Then slide into the 11th fret on the G string. All right, now from there, you're just gonna pick that note again and just kind of slide it down. And then we have this. So after you do that, you're gonna play the 9th fret on the G string, hammer on 11, pull back off to 9, and slide down to 7. And then jump up here to the 14th fret on the G string. So you might, if you watch him play videos, he actually jumps up here and grabs it up there. So that's at the 14th fret on the G. And then from there, he kind of does the same lick. We're gonna hammer 13 to 14, pull back off to 13, slide down to 11. And he does that real quick before he sets up this last lick. All right, so that last lick, gonna jump up here. You're gonna pull off from the 21st fret. You first of all bar the 17th fret across the top 2 strings. You're gonna hear him let those 2 notes ring together a lot, just because of how he's doing the lick. So just let that ring. You're gonna pick the 21st fret, pull off to that 17 on the high E, and then pick the 17 on the B. See, when you do that, you can hear those notes kind of ring together. So we gotta do that same lick again, except the note that we're gonna start with up top is gonna be the 19th fret. Pull off to that 17 and pick 17 on the B again. So it's kind of that 6-note lick. Repeat it. So you basically repeat the whole, that's 3 notes, another 3 notes. So the whole thing's like a 6-note lick. You're gonna repeat it twice. And then you're gonna end it by just playing the first half of it. So the first 3 notes. And then we're gonna end it by playing that 19 on the B string. Just play it normal first, and then bend up to it by playing the 17th fret just with your index finger on the B string, and then release it. And then vibrato, and then he starts bending it back up again as the vocals come back in. So we have this. Just like that. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. It's a beautiful song, and it's just got some really cool melodies in it, it's cool chord progressions, and a great solo by Gary Richrath. All right, I'll see you guys again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.